The PFAFF Creative 4.5 has a type of stitch called ribbon stitches. You're going to find it in the specialty stitch area or sewing techniques down here at the group number 5. So these 6 stitches are meant to be stitched with ribbon. So what are we talking about? We're talking about that ribbon that you can just get on a spool in the craft section of your local store. And when we stitch, we're going to see it do it in a whole different way. You're kind of in charge of what's going on here. The key is how you start it. So for example, do you see the little green plus? And then there's stitches usually at a diagonal. That diagonal is going to be the way your ribbon needs to lay when you get it started. And then it'll do the decorative stitch, and then you kind of flip-flop it every time it stops. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch it with some pink thread so you really see what's going on. You will stop with the needle in the down position, so that way you will have a place. So if it's not already, let's set the needle to stop down. And when it stitches and then stops, with the needle down, the presser foot pops up. So you're going to take your ribbon and line it up in that same diagonal direction that first little bit stitched, and then stitch again until it stops. So the key is that you always wait till the machine stops, and you don't accidentally step on your foot control and it keep going. So it stopped again, the needle is down, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to raise the foot up just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to crisscross the ribbon back, and I'm going to hug it up next to where the needle is in the fabric. When I do that, step on the foot control or push the start-stop button, and then that way it will only sew until it needs to stop the next time. Okay, stops with the needle down. Again, this is why I like to lift up the presser foot a little higher, but that's just me. I would also recommend that you draw a line to follow. That way you don't get growing crooked. And with the red marks on the foot, you'll definitely be able to kind of keep everything going in the right direction. So just, again, the key is snugging the ribbon right up to the needle and then continuing on. I'm going to finish this one right here, and then I'm going to just switch over to another stitch just to show you a little variety here. All right, let me show you what we got going on. This is really fun, and can you imagine the ribbons that you can get your hands on for some amazing detail? So I'm going to just snip this right here, and I'm going to pick another one from our collection, one that's doesn't take too much time. It has the same similar start, so we're going to just push the start button and let it get started. Sew until it stops. It does just a little diagonal and part of the decorative stitch. Lift up the presser foot and then align the ribbon with that first line that it stitched. Again, making sure that it really gets nice and close up to the needle so it can tack it down and then move over to the next area. So again, if you don't want to lift up the foot, you can kind of flip that over and then guide that right up to the needle. And keep going till you stitch as far as you want to stitch. Now, you probably want to practice, obviously, so you are prepared for how it's going to stitch and how to get it started. You also need to figure out how to end it. So I'm going to go ahead and set the machine to stitch until it finishes the pattern. Oh, I think I already, that's why you have to practice. I didn't flip it when I was supposed to, but we'll just go ahead and take a look at the way it was working before I did the wrong step at that point. But you do want to practice not only how to begin, but also how to end it.